Wit, ladies and gents! Pitty here, and welcome to another episode of Pitty and Pals React to Death Battle! This time, we'll be looking at Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender versus the Traveler from Genshin Impact. But before we get into the episode, I want to briefly go into my thoughts on the matchup itself. Alright, time to write my in-depth thoughts on Aang versus Traveler. This is going to be a very rough 2 minutes to fill. Aang vs. Traveler has got to be one of the most functional but unremarkable matchups ever devised. It's passing grade in matchup form, untoasted white bread with butter on top. Not one coworker that never interacts with you, but also never makes your shift actively worse. It does what it needs to do, and nothing else. Aang and Traveler aren't too outwardly comparable as characters, but the nature of Avatar and Genshin's world still helps the idea make some sense. They have very similar power systems and politics to the settings they built, so you can certainly see why this idea exists. And as a fight, it ticks all the boxes. The elements both manipulate can make for a fun dynamic. Traveler's swordplay is a fun pairing against Aang's bow staff. Both of their means of flight can make for some good aerial combat. Sure, the matchup's not remotely close, but neither were a lot of bangers recently, so I'm not losing sleep over it. The main issue with this idea to me isn't anything it does especially wrong, it's mostly the absence of anything it does extraordinarily well. While the idea makes sense, and there's even some cute contrast you can play into, it's still pretty shallow all things considered. Traveler doesn't really parallel much of what makes Aang's journey so engaging, which for such a beloved character is a pretty major bummer. Plus, while the dynamic does everything you could reasonably ask it to, there's not a lot it really brings to the table outside of that. It's very basic and doesn't offer a lot of especially standout interactions that any other element bender couldn't also give you. So what you end up with is a matchup that's just not terribly interesting. Not because it's bad, but because it's just nothing special. All that said, I'm still looking forward to this episode purely for the promise of an Avatar episode above an average rating. Gaara vs. Toph had a great Gaara analysis and bugger all else to show for it, even ignoring its notorious verdict that, fun fact, a novel released the same year systematically rendered all of their arguments completely moot. Aang vs. Edward had a fight that was unimaginative and had Edward accomplish nothing of worth, while also grossly flanderizing his character with the same tired joke about his height, to say nothing of the horrendously anticlimactic and out-of-character ending. Zuko vs. Todoroki had a great climax and Dante Bosco coming back as Zuko, and nothing else of worth between the incredibly bare-bones analyses and the fight animation being stiffer than my granny. And Korra vs. Storm had two fine, but pretty dragged out analyses and a fight where Storm got bodied for the majority of it, while having incredibly strange and aimless dialogue. This is the best Avatar episode by a mile. While the matchup is beyond basic and the timing is highly questionable with how Genshin still has some updates left to squeeze out and that movie being in limbo until it was announced to be coming out the day before this episode, I remain optimistic that this will finally be the great Avatar episode we've been waiting for over a decade. And if Genshin fans can get something to satisfy them too, then that's the cherry on top. I don't need this episode to be a masterpiece or even especially amazing. I just need it to be pretty good. Give me that, and I'll be over the moon and back. So enough blathering, let's blow this cabbage stand. For this video, I got some of my friends sit down and watch the episode with me. Will Aang knock the wind from his opponent's sail, or will Traveler be the one to leave a lasting impact? Let's find out!
I'm glad they changed the thumbnail to like this since it looks a bit better than last time they used the other thumbnail.
Well, it also looks better than the thumbnail that's just this, but it's covered in random numbers like some sort of weird version of Memento.
Wait, what?
What was up with that?
Wait, I wasn't paying
Did you not see that? Oh, well, countdown's starting now. I'll just look for that right now and send it.
Alright. Since I've been like looking at versus show talk, I've been just looking at different channels to see what the heck is going on. And there are just discussions of just what kind of matchup is going to be the next time.
Fuck if
Oh god, I just saw it. What the hell is this?
It is traveling through.
Nah, you meant the thumbnail, I believe.
Okay, I'm posting it right now. What the hell?
Oh, friend.
Wait, is this some digital?
I don't know why it's just a bunch of random numbers.
Like,
I
what?
can only assume like it was something like went wrong, maybe.
I mean, could it be that there's something about the next time?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Could it be referencing how bad my odds are in any gotcha scenario. See the fact that I did not have the greatest luck when I was playing Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
And
it's
the
a
stream
50-50
is
system.
not moving.
Hey, what? Oh,
Well?
Screen's not moving.
Oh no.
Should I, like, reload the video?
Oh,
Still stuck. What the
Oh.
fuck?
What is going
It's
on?
stuck.
What?
We're stuck in purgatory.
The hell of a heaven dimension.
Oh god, let me out, please.
It's just 50. Aang Traveler will never be released.
Oh,
Maybe there's still music,
oh,
but
okay.
I try. Oh, early.
Aang the Avatar.
Well, at least they got the
versus
goofy
Peter
faces
the
down.
Traveler. Which
Yeah.
journeyman
Yeah.
will come out on top in this elemental battle? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Go, Ethan. Let's go. My boy, my son.
Water, earth,
Earth,
fire,
fire,
air.
air.
Long ago, the four nations lived in harmony.
Thank you, Death Battle. I'm sure it took a lot of restraint to not say heart.
This avatar reincarnated as different people for centuries.
The editing
all
on
with
this
their
is
own
just
struggles. And man,
really
was that true for our
good.
boy Aang. Not at
Yeah, no,
first.
it's
Watching the
fantastic.
previous Avatar episodes, it's insane the jump in animation quality between then and now. At least with like the editing.
How does he not fall off that thing? Add in a glider staff for flight, and the sky.
He's
was
very
the limit.
careful on it.
But you know how it goes. Everything changed.
I mean, I'm sure he
when
could
the
catch
fire
himself
nation
there bending.
Their
Fire
conquest
nation,
was
nation
over.
can.
War was inevitable, and Aang was
You did
the
not have a
only
childhood
one
if you
who
didn't
could save
memorize
the
the
world.
exact speech in that
He wasn't
opening.
happy with all that, and being forcibly separated from Gatso. He was just a kid, so he froze up. Like, literally, he accidentally froze himself in his adorable Sky Bison Appa for 100 years. Until he was awakened by the water
Reminds me
tribe
of college.
siblings Katara and Sokka. Time wasn't
But you were
kind to
frozen
Aang's
in-
people.
in ice
With
for
no
100
avatar
years.
to keep balance,
Years
the
and then
airbenders-
what-
Listen,
Aang's
Irish
entire
weather is.
culture were
You
wiped
don't
out
want to
by the
even
Fire
experience
Nation.
that shit,
That's
man.
rough, buddy. But Aang took the wake-up call
I am
to
first
heart.
one here
As
to
the
experience
Avatar,
cryogenic
it's
sleep.
Aang's duty to understand the world's
I mean, you
people,
know,
learning their
it'd be
cultures,
nice
their
to not be burning
sadness,
alive
joy,
all the
and
time.
humanity. And
You
what
know,
better
Australia
way to
is
do that than
hot.
learning how they kick ass?
Absolute
From the Northern
burning.
Water Tribe and
I
his
mean,
twin crush,
I
Aang
live,
learned waterbending. Themed around fluid Tai Chi
desert,
movements,
so,
this style controls
Okay,
liquid in all
so
forms to
one of you is
freeze
the Fire
targets,
Nation,
create
one of you
water
is the Earth
and even
Kingdom.
cut through
Uh,
steel. Learning earthbending was way tougher.
Between Ed and Adam, who exactly is Water Tribe and Nomads?
Now he can armor himself
I guess you're
Uh,
closer to
move
water.
the terrain of
Island is
entire
like,
cities,
you know,
and fight blind with a
Ireland is an
sonar-style
island.
seismic sense.
Tough.
Earthbending is themed around the steady
Sure,
state
let's go with
of
that.
Yeah,
kung
tough.
fu,
Yeah,
waiting
okay,
for
yeah,
the
so you
right
get
moment to
waterbending.
strike head-on. There
Adam
was a
gets
lot to
airbending.
learn, but even with the world at stake and this moody hothead on his tail, Aang had
This'll go
fun
on the
doing it.
thumbnail,
Who can
probably.
forget the adventures penguin sledding, going through the bending bayous, and living in Ba Sing Se, the city where no wars ever
It still
happened.
screwed me up
Across his journey,
watching
one power
the show again and
illuminated
realizing that
the
it wasn't a woman that
Avatar
said there's no
state,
war in
an
Ba Sing
enhanced
Se,
mode
it
of
was just a
being that
random
can
guard.
jam moments of peril.
Yeah.
Sure, if Aang dies in it, oh, I get it. You can't just grind your way to
I love how
controlling the
everything
Avatar
past
state.
the original show
Aang
was
wanted
just
to stop
seriously
Fire
stretching the
Lord
hell
Ozai,
out
but
of
he needed something else.
He
bending the
needed
four
onion
elements.
banana
Like that
juice.
one character in the
Yeah.
comics that was just shadow
Like
bending.
shadow bending.
What?
Yeah.
What was up with that?
Specifically, Aang
Yeah,
sought the
like, what does that even
Guru
fall under?
Buddha,
Like,
mastering
like
his power meant
airbending?
clearing his
Everything's gotta be
chakras,
one of four.
emptying his mind of- Iroh, the best uncle ever, used his technique to
Yeah.
redirect natural lightning.
We all love
based-
Iroh in this household.
Not crazy enough?
Yeah.
At his
If you hate
peak,
Iroh,
Aang surpassed
there's something wrong
benders
with
who could
you.
throw
Truly gone unless he went back on their teachings.
Yes.
He really didn't want
All right.
to kill Ozai.
So, what, he's just a coward now? Mr. Fire Lord is about
Okay,
to burn
Boomstick,
down
go
the
screw
entire
yourself.
Earth Kingdom.
Not
30 square miles of a peninsula to
I'm just
form
taking
a
this
new
island.
land
Good-
mass.
take care of you
But to
guys.
defeat Ozai,
Hippity hoppity,
he
your
needed
land is my
one final
property.
element, something few avatars had bent before. Energy bending. Not the easiest thing to do, but Aang totally overwhelmed Ozai, severing the tyrant's connection to fire and stopping his invasion. All
Can't
while
wait for
keeping his
energy bending
no-kill
to
run
be
intact.
worked.
The ultimate
Oh
FU
yes,
to this
let's
warlord's
see how that
ideology.
works against
Now
the
that
guy with
Fire Nation
moon
had
and like
cooled
space
off,
cancer.
Aang
Or just a bit cancer.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I love the mental energy of Aang trying to energy bend Aether when it doesn't work.
I will.
Aang, I
end
think
you.
you might need to go see your family.
Fulfilled the Avatar's destiny.
You don't have long to live. Just
no,
Harley Quinn.
Because before being the Avatar, or even an airbender, the greatest thing he could ever be was himself. All in a day's work for a free, fun-loving kid.
Oh, that's
Alright, not
nice.
bad,
That's
not
good.
bad.
That's really
The
nice.
battle is coming up.
When we get to the Vaka Nalakino Moondrop or anything to do with the narwhal, yeah.
The fucking narwhal that I hate.
That narwhal that I love.
Narwhal swimming in the ocean.
It's through space,
Add
really.
extra barbecue sauce.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
Welcome to Tevat.
Add
a
extra
mysterious land
applesauce.
governed by godly archons that drew the eye of someone beyond the stars. Ether.
AKA the Traveler, who
Oh,
escaped
Gramps.
Don't forget.
Yeah, Gramps.
in search of the flowers that bloomed
Benny's
on their lost
Adventure
home,
Team. Oh,
only
that's
to
okay.
crash
Oh, that's
land,
good.
awaken to
Oh,
an
look. Oh,
apocalypse, and get killed
that's
by
good.
the Berserk.
Separated
so
from his
many,
sister, Ether awoke.
That's a lot of
I
fucking
really
affiliations.
appreciate.
Less
Oh, I mean, there's like
and fished up his own
40 more.
pathetic pet pixie.
It's almost like this game has a lot of updates or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Legion of Soulblazers one was just from like a limited
Yeah,
time
it was
event.
very
It was,
recent.
it was earlier this year. Yeah, it was the one where like Theresa and Julien came to Mondstadt for like a running tournament, basically.
This is why I'm glad I got people on this that have played Genshin more recently than me, who hasn't touched it in 4 years.
Oh, I was literally playing
Yeah,
like an
same.
hour before this recording.
Vision bearers can imbue their weapons
See?
and
Fresh
bodies
knowledge.
with elemental power,
Idea.
Yeah.
items, and use a special
Yay, can each.
vision to perceive the elements around
Yeah,
them.
gotta do the dailies.
Oh my god.
Well, just in Kuvaki, yep, yep.
Through Paimon's guidance, he began collecting
listen,
elements from mysterious statues
listen.
across
Yeah,
Tibet. No
nice.
vision relic needed
There we
for him.
go.
Each nation had a new culture,
Oh, yeah.
a new element, a new crisis.
And new character banners.
How ironic
Hey,
that
Sandro.
so Sandro, even though her banner's already ended.
Yeah, it just finished a couple days
Where
ago.
his sis was, but he was roped in anyway and got the geo ability.
The only thing I need this is for them to show Shukros and I'll be
When
happy.
Ether ventured to Inazuma, he didn't care about its war with the Vision Bearers and their Archon either. Until
Aye, aye.
he
If
saw
they
the
show
suffering
Beto, I'm
caused
happy.
by its tyrannical rule, and joined the resistance with
I mean, he
electro
showed a bit of
abilities,
Skirk, so,
fighting
and
the
Dia,
powers
so
that be
I'm
using
happy.
electric buzzsaws, thunder
Yeah,
blades,
I mean, my
lightning,
favorite's Kuching, but I don't imagine she's gonna be here.
Other electro
I mean,
users
you know,
like
we
my
will
wife
see
Lisa,
it
more in
Shukros.
depth.
storms. No shot
Yeah, there
my
she is.
adopted daughter Klee made explosions.
And
Oh,
there's
it's Klee's birthday today, by the way. At least here, July 27th.
Twinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tevat has its own laws, Boomstick. Many
Hey,
Ringmaster
Jeremy.
being
being
Ringmaster
one of them,
being
that
a
makes you a
League
brave
and
action
Genshin player.
Ringmaster.
He's so cooked. I say as a Genshin
I
player.
know everything there is to know about the Genshin meta.
Emily.
Either
McDonald's.
elements for different reactions.
Yeah,
There's
oh,
a
yeah,
lot
the
about the
McDonald's
McDonald's
Elemental
Gen Hub, so
combinations.
don't worry about it.
crystallizes
Yeah,
materials
the
into
McDonald's
special
tab is an
barriers.
old meme.
Electro mixed
Yeah.
with
I love the
stunned
callback.
foes.
Aether is gonna be walking up to Aang, put that cap on his head, and be like, "You're serving me fries now."
Fries in the bag. Yeah.
Eggs,
Hi, Navia.
Boomstick, using Dendro,
And
transform
Cloran.
plant life that when mixed with water
Gillen
and
and-
lightning
yep,
makes homing
yeah.
beans. Yeah, run
What's
for
Dal
that.
doing in there?
With enough
What's that
clever
team
thinking
supposed to
and
do?
artifact farming, you can combine anything
Hey,
in
Vaka.
Genshin.
Okay, we get it. Go lose another 50-50, you
How
whale.
ironic that
I'll
he's
show
so
you a
cheesy of
whale
all
drop
things.
one on your lap.
I know she just got. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, she just got a buff. She's actually like really good now.
The Scar Moose. I only know Hack Guy.
Yeah, I only know the Wonder. Who is this guy?
Ether mastered Hydro for his best Cuphead impression with water bullets.
Oh, I think I would.
That's cute.
If you laugh, we support you afterwards. It's a Venusaur, but I named mine. Like, because you can name them, I named mine Kangaskhan. It looks like it, yeah.
Through these legally distinct Pokemon, Ether can fly, dig through the earth, or
Legally
charge
distinct
foes like a
Pokemon.
scorpion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm not the first one to make the observation.
Far and wide,
Oh, no, you should have seen
and
the,
finally stop swinging that one-star dull blade.
Just don't play.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, don't diss the Dull Blade. Those things made drawing these guys
Skirk,
slightly
Skirk,
more bearable.
Skirk, Skirk.
Traveler Cyst kept eluding him.
Also, it's sort of nonsense in quotes.
Night's
so
Blessing,
goddamn
a power
good.
of state fueled by primordial
Yeah, I
element
love
juice,
Night's
strong
Blessing.
enough to make a blade of fire hundreds
It
of
is
feet long.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
strong enough to take down the heart of the
I'm
abyss,
the
power
which
of
is on
anime.
the level of 5-star waifus like Mawika and the Raiden Shogun.
And
Yeah,
Archon,
hey,
who,
hey.
in ages past,
Oh,
sliced
and here comes the
Yashiori
island.
Island in
But,
two.
yeah,
That's cool, but how about when
Hey.
this Venti guy threw
And-
a whole
Hilo
ass
speak.
mountain? According to Paimon,
Yep.
Traveler can level the mountain
level mounts. Yeah,
himself.
I did this.
Additionally, Ether learned how to use light
Oh,
energy to
here's,
form a
I believe,
Kuvaki shield. Something he used to protect the people of Nodcry
Nodcry.
by blocking a cannon blast with enough energy to obliterate a
Here we
town.
go.
This was no ordinary
I
cannon.
feel like
either.
that's a bit of a
It
downgrade from the
also
mountain
uses
stuff.
Kavaki energy, so that's a beam of
Now
light.
it's more for speed.
Through all his adventures, Ether
Yeah,
had
just
come
kind of funny to point out.
care for Tevat's people.
I dumped all my savings
Oh.
into primo gems for this. We can't miss when those ice guys trying to kill the.
This is why we don't have
Traveler
DBX, because
inevitably
Ringmaster
warm
kept
up
gambling.
to
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so that's why you're broke as shit.
To Ether, the journey has meaning. The birds of Tevat, the songs of its people, they are all part of it. Even if he's against the abyss itself, a new dawn is somewhere just beyond the stars, and a field of flowers Lumine too loved.
Nice,
That
nice.
was amazing.
That's
The
nice.
battle's
That's
about to
really
start,
good.
And if you like
Oh, can't forget Game Over from Bowser vs. Eggman.
and more. Plus, it makes a great piece of art to display around your place.
Pass me the record player. We
While
playing
our own
Game
animation
Over in
director
this.
Cruz.
This album is only available for pre-order. So head to deathbattle.gg or click the link in the description before August 10th and pre-order a copy so you don't miss out.
God, I'm just
And
imagining a
remember,
jazz
artists and
cub
Chronicler
just
members get a discount.
putting that on the
That's
record player and all of a sudden instead of
deathbattle.gg,
jazz music,
the
it's
home
Game
of
Over.
Death Battle. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
My Avatar Legends.
Time for
Oh, the
a
birds,
Death
Chinese birds.
Battle!
Oh, god damn it.
What was that baseball game?
Well, I saw the KFC, god damn it.
Oh, alright.
Oh, okay, we
Okay,
just
we're
starting
starting
off. Where is this? Is this the temple space? I think.
I think this is.
Look,
I would thought
looks
this was
like
like
Leon
the one of the air temples.
Elements?
Yeah, I was about to say, this looks like more of the air temple than...
I mean, like
Okay, I
Leon
like
Academy,
the
specifically
more
the
eastern
relay
sound of the
place.
track.
And...
Ooh, Saurian.
Oh, of course I will be impressed by I travel turning into a sword.
That's actually really fun.
That's actually kind of cute.
Thing riding on...
Alright, nice movement. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
Ooh, that's cool.
Cool use of
It's
the
really sick.
smoke.
Nice dodge. Have a bit of Dendro.
Oh, he's gonna get hyper bloom. Yeah.
What's going on?
And hey, Paimon.
I'm on.
2 minutes now. Everything is
Oh, no.
I'm on Alpha.
Oh, I was hoping.
You're
Yeah, I thought
hoping...
Paimon was gonna get eaten.
Hi, aerial combat.
That's sweet.
cool glider. Can it do this?
Ooh, that's really creative.
Oh,
Ooh, that's really creative. I like that.
That is
And-
good.
Come on, Traveler.
alright.
Get up. Never, ever, ever stop moving forward.
You're Paimon.
I'm on.
No one fights alone.
Oh, hey, that's one of the swords that incorporated this.
Yeah, it is.
That's camera work. Boom. Oh yeah!
Oh,
Doing
that's
it in the
gonna be
rock, that's great!
For those who came before, and those who will follow,
Nice.
I am Avatar Aang, the last airbender.
Ooh, recreating the intro, that's nice.
Oh, that is really cool.
Oh,
Take this!
And yeah, electro charged.
Oh, that's
Giant
mean.
electro sword. Come on.
The heights and shallows. Through infinite dusks and dawns.
Hi, Aang! You're about to get overloaded, my friend.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye bye, Avatar cycle.
Way to go, Traveler!
Korra has just been deleted from the timeline.
Treasure?
10 Prima Gems.
But
But
hey,
dailies
that was
are
pretty
done.
cool.
What a miss.
Yeah.
This was an interesting pairing.
I did say we
let's
didn't
break
see
this
any of the
down.
energy
Power,
bending.
experience,
Mm.
speed,
I mean,
and
it's not like
elements.
it's gonna
First
matter
up,
anyway.
power. Aang and
No, but I just it
Traveler.
would have been
Calling
really
it
cool
now
to
that
actually.
experience is going to be
And
Aang's one
they're way stronger
advantage.
than characters that can break
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
at their peak, they're both tearing up islands.
Aang's avatar state made him on par with Kyoshi.
Oh yeah, we
who
didn't even
created
get
and
anything
moved
about the
island
moon
of
or Columbina.
Kyoshi.
Yeah,
Similarly,
I
Night's
mean,
blessing let Ether contend
not like
with
they
art
needed a
level
moon
foes
feat
like
to
the
Oh, are they
Dragon
putting them
Ship,
equal?
with
Aang.
Yashiori Island in two.
I mean,
With an
yeah,
attack that
we
even
don't, but
Vision
like this
Bearer
is also
weaker than Traveler
like
can block.
from
So he's definitely on
2021.
that
This
level.
feat.
Kyoshi Island is
Yeah.
about 6 miles
Like
wide
very-
and long. Kyoshi
Oh,
moved
and
the
they're
island
talking,
17 miles offshore in 2 seconds. So we have everything we need to calculate the amount of kinetic energy this would require.
Turns
Oh, yeah,
out
there's
yeah,
some
yeah.
it's
Double
basically
moon.
the same as cutting through
Yeah, it's the
Yashiori
false moon.
Island. About 3,000 gigatons of TNT. So their power is tied
Oh,
up.
it's
Which
even,
means
okay.
comparing their experience is
So
crucial.
I mean,
then
not
Aang
really,
takes
but,
experience.
like-
So Aang's going to take experience and then Aether the rest.
Ether gets the rest, yeah.
With the memories
Yeah.
and abilities of past avatars, Aang's kit was so extensive in a way Ether had no real answer for.
Not to mention, Aang's training was more
I mean, I don't
focused.
really
Traveler's
agree with that,
skilled,
but-
sure, but his training was mostly just
I
a
don't
means to
either.
finding his sister, while Aang's journey was all about mastering elements to combat other elements.
Who could turn the forces of nature against the other.
At first,
When
I
I'm the
actually thought
Avatar
this
and I
was
lose
Aang's
an
job.
element
completely-
battle.
Elemental control is remarkable, but
Yeah.
most of his attacks are projectiles, spires, and very specific implements that Aang has bent away in the past. Ether has never shown the precision or creative flexibility that we've seen with Aang's bending.
But throw in the combos of elemental reactions and the script flips. Traveler could mix not just his elements, but also Aang's in ways that Aang could not. Bending was Aang's greatest strength,
Yeah, that's interesting.
but also, against Traveler, a weakness.
Because Aang usually had one or more elements around him, it gave Ether an easy access point through these combinations.
Yeah,
When
it's
Aang
just a
used fire,
free
Ether could use lightning
element
to catch
as
him
a
in an
reaction
overload.
on Aang.
If Aang used water,
I mean,
Traveler's
like,
electric charge could
everything.
paralyze him, and so on.
What a great situation to be in.
And since Ether's powers came from external earthly
Banyan!
sources like those statues,
I love Banyan.
Aang could not depower him with energy bending, even if he theoretically overcame Ether's willpower.
Willpower that is strong enough to alter the fate of the entire world. Sorry, Aang, but elements goes
Yeah,
to
okay,
the
I
Traveler.
think this is my
This
second
is
favorite episode of
victory.
the season.
Either way you cut it,
Yeah.
he was in his
I'm
element.
very
The
pleasantly
winner
surprised.
is the Traveler.
Now,
Ether.
what the hell could
Okay,
pot?
I'm ready for my
Okay, dummy.
cameo.
Hey, dummy.
Next time
What
on
could be
Death
next?
Battle.
What is next?
What?
What? Triangle?
Ninjago.
Wait, is it Jock? What? What?
Huh?
Is that
Huh?
Kai?
Huh?
Kai specifically?
What?
Hell yeah!
Subscribe
Was
and
it
join
Kai
us
versus?
for some
Yeah.
more Death Battle.
Oh.
Thanks for watching.
Oh my god, that's so
That's-
sick! Holy
Oh.
shit!
Sure.
That's-
Why?
that's the most-
Why not?
Well, I just
I mean,
got
hey, I
Holy
asked for an
fuck.
easier matchup to draw. You don't get easier than Lego. If I can just get my thoughts out of the way first.
All right, go ahead first. Then.
So, I will just say, as I mentioned in the video, my experience with this matchup is almost solely on the Avatar side. I have played Genshin, but it's been a long while, and there has obviously been way more content added to it since I last gave it a try, so there is only so much I can really speak to critically about Traveler's Side, but as far as like my actual opinion of the episode goes, Aang's analysis has its hiccups, but overall, easily the best Avatar analysis we've gotten, I feel. It covers much of what really makes Aang's like character and story so special, and even like really understands what makes the end of the series so poignant with how Aang doesn't just struggle with like the idea of killing Ozai because murder bad, but because him killing Ozai would mean like the death of the main part of the Air Nomads culture. I like that they actually like go into that, as well as go into all of the real life inspirations behind each of the bending styles. Traveler, from what I do recall of Genshin, I think my opinion is that it does a great job of like selling the world and the powers of Genshin Impact, but it did also kind of feel like I, it's just probably not like as in depth a character I imagine, just given that he is like ultimately kind of mainly just the player character that's a vessel to experience a lot of Genshin's world, but it didn't really like sell to me perfectly like what makes Aether interesting as a character compared to what makes Genshin interesting as this like sprawling world. And like I don't think that's like necessarily a bad thing in itself to like sell what makes a world interesting, but it did just kind of leave me thinking there's got to be more that they like could have talked about with Traveler.
Hmm.
But again, limited experience. I could just be talking out of my ass here, but that's just how I kind of felt about it. As for the actual fight, I'll get my criticism out of the way right now. I do think the fight has kind of a disjointed structure to it, with at least in like the first half, I want to say. Like, I do think the interactions with like Aang riding around on the Genshin animals and Paimon being scared of Appa, that is cute, but it does also kind of make the fight feel a little like aimless. Like it's just kind of doing whatever instead of having like one cohesive choreography.
Mm.
But at the same time, once it like finds its footing, gets to like really show the fighting in its entirety, it's fucking incredible. I think honestly, I would go so far as to say it's my favorite 3D fight of the year so far. It easily does the best job of like selling the motions of bending, which like especially in 3D with the limited budget they're working with is pretty impressive. I like the creativity they get to employ with like the elemental reactions and stuff like say um using the mist from water and fire bending to have like the silhouettes fighting. And I'm glad that they also incorporated like aerial combat in there. We didn't really get that before in Aang's last episode, which makes sense. Like Edward's not exactly a fucking airborne character, but it is really nice that the last Airbender gets to fight in the air. I guess the only other thing is that I do kind of wish the Avatar state got to do more. It did kind of feel like the fight kind of just wrapped up a bit too quickly before he really got to do a whole lot interesting. But so I think the climax was like solid enough and definitely looked visually nice enough. And I really like one of the main things I did want from this fight was just them to really sell the Eastern vibe of it because Avatar is like so heavily influenced by China and Chinese culture, and Genshin obviously is made in China, so that influence still like carries over to it. And I'm glad that both the actual setting of the fight plays into that Eastern aesthetic and the music and the track uses like a lot of wind instruments and such that you would hear in like traditional Chinese music and such. So yeah, I it's easily the best Avatar episode we've gotten, not even a contest. And I would go so far as to say it's my favorite 3D episode of the year so far. I'm really happy with how this came out.
All right, who
Uh,
wants to go first? I feel like someone should go first since I feel like
you want to go next, Soma?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, yeah, sure, I can go. Um, well, a lot of the things that you said, I definitely agree with. How, like, with Aang, it was a really, really good breakdown of his character, and it sells Aang as a person. But the Ether's breakdown doesn't really touch on too much of him as a character, and I can understand, obviously, with Genshin having such a massive story, there's not like a lot of time to also balance him
Mhm.
going through 7 nations now going away on 8, and then also the story with Lumine and the stuff with the Abyss, and then also all of the elements, and then his swords and all of the equipment and stuff like that. It's hard to strike a balance.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'll mention that when I'll give my thoughts as well. But
yeah.
go on.
Oh yeah. Sorry. No, I didn't know if you want to. Um, yeah. So I think they probably could have done just a little bit more of talking more about who Ether is, and I think they did that a little bit with how they talk about how originally he didn't really care too much for Inazuma and the problems that they had, and then once he did get to actually see all of the suffering that was going on there, how the people were struggling under the Vision Hunt decree, that he changed his mind. I think that probably would have been a really good starting point to go into all of the pretty much same thing as Avatar. It's about connecting with the people and the cultures and the land and getting to know them and understand all of these different wonderful places. Because with they talked about the Dendroark on Nahida, they could have just talked about how he became her first friend. He saved her from a lifetime of captivity. He is he's the first sage of Bua, um, and how everything, all of that, how he changed Nahida's life. He saved her, and he, obviously, the event in 2024, he led the way as the Knight of Flowers to throw her very first birthday party, and it's really sweet. Or how he, all of the things he did to save Columbina and Nodcry, which they didn't really get to talk to too much, and I don't know how much that ends up being a case of production because it's been on for however long. But everything he does, to save Columbina, and how he vehemently goes against Dottore because of everything Dottore stands for and all of the things he's done to hurt his friends like Colle and Scaramouche, and it's just there's a lot of really cool things that is there, but is just not able to be mentioned for sake of like budget and time and trying to keep it all cohesive, which I can totally respect and understand. It's hard to find that perfect point where you get everything and not have it be overblown. And then the fight itself, it does kind of just start off fighting, but I also don't really think I can find a way for them to like fight each other. They're very kind people. That Aang is a pacifist, and Ether is not going out to find people to kill or anything like that. So I think it's probably just a concession you've got to make. And like the interactions, I think is definitely like the highlight of this episode. How they got through all of the different. There was electro charge at the end. They were doing Bloom with Dendro and Hydro. Then it led that into Hyper Bloom with the firebending and waterbending mist, which was really cool. They showed seismic sense. I do wish instead of it being 2 shows of seismic sense, the second one had been either using elemental sight to see Aang through the mist, because I think that would have been really cool to show how they can both essentially do the same thing and keep track of each other. That would have been sick. And the flight section, I loved the flight section. It was really, really cool. It calls back to obviously the first fight when you enter Mondstadt against Dvalin, how Venti's keeping you aloft, and then Ether's doing it all on its own this time with Vanimo and just flying around shooting him. And that was really, really fun. There, I think the Avatar state again didn't really do too much, but at that point it's like we've run through a lot of what Aang can do, and we kind of need to like have a decisive way for it to end. And with him being surrounded by all of the elements, that's pretty much just gonna put him in massive danger. And I guess again with how they couldn't really talk about all the things Ether does, like the absorbing abyssal energy or absorbing all of the Kuvaki, how that is all still inside him. It's still absorbed, and energy bending would have exposed Aang to that, and, like killed him, which they can't do, and it's not the easiest kind of thing to make flow super well. So I get it. And then the conclusion, I think it does kind of undersell Ether a little bit, but at the same time, like Aang is the favorite giving him as much leeway as they can. I totally understand that. That's very fair. And yeah, also next time, Kai, very happy. I love Ninjago.
I'm honestly
well,
more
look-
surprised to hear that this wasn't really an idea before, because Ninjago and Bionicle just kind of seem like the obvious pairing, because like that's two big childhood series for a lot of people.
Yeah, we can talk.
Yeah.
We can talk about the next time once we get there. I feel
Yeah.
like it's my. I feel like it's my time to shine in since, and then Adam can go next.
Okay.
Okay. I don't really have much to say, like besides to what you guys said. Aang's analysis is by far the best. As Avatar analysis by a significant long shot. It covers Aang's character pretty damn well. There were some hiccups that I'm not fond of, but what can you do? So, and now as for Traveler, like what Soma says, since Gidget is pretty much have so much stuff in there, like from Archon Quest, from World Quest to uh, uh, events and whatnot. Like, there's just so much to cover for Traveler that it's kind of hard to like find a balance. And I say they kind of find a balance for Traveler. I wish they talk about either a bit more, but what can you do? I mean, I do like how at the near the end when I can't remember who said that, but Traveler finding their home, since after all, like Traveler didn't really care for her Tevat much, like they just want on their sibling and just leave Eve Eve. But over time they eventually like learn to like care about other people's and lives and whatnot, and I'd say that's really nice. And as for the fight, like I loved the banters and whatnot. The Saurian was pretty cute, and and being amused by a traveler turning into a Saurian. That's kind of cute. It's something Aang would be pleased by. The flight section, I really enjoyed it, since after all, you have the literal airbender and traveler who, well, glides on his glider. So, of course, there's going to be some gliding. I do wish some of the avatar state was a bit more active, but then again, I understand that. But I do like how the killing blow is like not too gruesome, not so like whippy either. So
Come a long
say
way
it's
since Storm blowing Korra's fucking head off.
Yeah. It's a quick, clean, and respectful, and
Mm.
pretty good.
and oh yeah, and by the way, before I forget, Paimon and Up. Like I just really love Paimon's son. A Sumter piece. No,
Yeah, oh, that was really nice to see them. I love the little cameo there.
like like
I know she only has 2 lines, but I do really like Lily Peach's Paimon.
yeah, I swear I've heard that voice like voice in Genshin. Like wait a minute, I've heard that voice.
Yeah, because she voices Sayu, one of the Inazuma characters. I think was right after you stopped playing, Pip.
Yeah, it was
Around here.
around. It was around Inazuma, and I believe she
Yeah.
was also made an event with the
Yeah, the Little Hexen Circle, the Phantasmal Pals, which is the Imaginary Friends event that just happened like last month. Yeah,
yeah,
last month.
like happened last month.
See, I mainly
Yeah.
recognize Lily Pichu's like voice acting for Side, which is a very funny juxtaposition.
All right, Adam. I feel like it's your turn now.
Yeah, and I probably have even less to say, maybe not, but I definitely feel like there are some issues with the fights, and I think Pitt nailed it. I definitely think there were some pacing issues. The moment with Paimon and Appa, cute moment and really funny, but also definitely felt like a pace breaker. Uh, Aang's analysis, I did like the references to the martial arts each bending is based off of, but also felt like it went on a little longer than I expected. And I think Soma hit the nail on the coffin with Genshin because I haven't played the game since I think Sumeru, and despite some characters and some other aspects, I didn't feel like I was actually missing anything where I last left off. Because the whole arc with Ether learning to care more about Teyvats, I kind of got that already just from playing Inazuma. I do want to add one issue I have is, I think Gumball mentioned it in the previous ones. The shading on Aang's model just looks really, really weird sometimes. Especially when you compare it to Ether's model.
And
And that's
Aang's
all I
model
have
is
to say.
the Fortnite one, right? It's from
Yeah,
Fortnite.
it's the Fort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
It's the
Fortnite
Fortnite
model.
model.
I will
Yeah,
say
which I
that-
guess it's got like some weird like limb lengths, I guess, to like make it
Yeah,
fit
I
with all
think
the
that's
Fortnite
it.
characters.
Aang didn't really have a lot of great options for models, so like I get it, but it'd probably feel a little less weird to me if it wasn't also accompanied by like Kid Aang's voice. Like obviously the movie officially only came out like right before this episode, so probably wouldn't have made a ton of sense to do like adult Aang's voice on it, but it does feel a little jarring just seeing like this teenage proportion with the voice of a 12-year-old.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I mean, some people that I've known have that speak very childly, despite being in way older.
Those stones must be
Yeah.
really delayed on the drop.
It's like, yeah, I guess he's just a late bloomer.
Oh yeah, one more thing before I said anything else. Skirk being mentioned. Wow.
Oh yeah, we love to see Skirk. She's awesome. She's the best. Oh, and sorry, and before we get to the next time, I noticed with the fight, it was around the time of the Avatar state, Ether, because he's fighting with the prototype Rancor, which is the main sword he uses in the story now. He actually switches to the Sword of Dissension after the Avatar state, which is the sword which is specifically his sword. You get it if you're playing PlayStation, you just like get it in the mail or whatever it is, but it is his signature sword, and he switches to that for the climax of the fight. And I just noticed that when we did the rewatch. That was a really cool detail, which they didn't draw attention to, but it was sick.
All right.
So, like the detail that Aang went into the Avatar state while entombed in Earth. It's a small thing, but that is something that he usually does when activating the Avatar state in a form that's like not just driven by rage. He'll block himself off and say crystal or rock so he can enter it in a more controlled manner. Because anytime that he
Yeah.
doesn't do that, it's just him like giving into rage or sorrow. So I do like that little detail. And also them recreating the intro is also cute. Just those little
Yeah,
things
no,
that
that was
show.
really
Yeah,
cool.
they like Aang. They know
We're
what they're
Avatar
doing.
fans.
Yeah.
So, can I just say that Traveler doing a Kamen Rider kick is never thought I would never thought I would see a Trevor or user. Yeah.
They have to get their mileage out of researching Kamen Rider.
Yeah. I also
Anyways,
want to add
was there
something.
was there anything else you wanted to add, by the way, Adam?
Yes, I definitely do get the issue with the Avatar state not doing much, but I also think that actually helps with what they were doing for the conclusion, because I definitely feel like Aang would have done much more with the Avatar state, but because of the chain reaction, he couldn't do as much as he could.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to like tie in how they end the analysis with their their verdict. So I think it makes sense. Works pretty well.
It does
I like
feel
it.
a little fucked up though, hearing that. Oh yeah, the Avatar state was basically just like walking gasoline for Traveler to throw a lighter on.
Oh yeah, no, like all of the elements. Like okay, so whenever you use Geo against like most of the elements, like Cryo, Pyro, Electro, Hydro, it like crystallizes. So either would just get shields from that. He'd get shields for himself, or like
Or
Hydro conducts Electro, which would get Electro charge, so he gets that.
Yeah,
Or he could use
which
Cryo
Traveler
and
could.
freeze him, and
It
it's
reminds
just like
me of when I was thinking of like the Losers Royale for Death Battle 25, and the thought came to me. Ruby's aura is basically a barrier made of the soul. Mahito.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah,
You know
like
what? Now Ed got his revenge this time, so now Aang's
yeah,
joining him in the losers'
it's
lounge.
yeah, it's really funny that Aang has to fight another Blondie that has another sibling. Like it's really funny.
and a blonde that
Yeah.
also has the same hairstyle, funnily enough. But also,
Hmm.
I think Ed in that afterlife is going to look at Aang's like lanky ass Fortnite model, like, come on, I'm not even taller than you. All right,
Yeah.
that's one of the two only jokes FMA fans know. Already
Yeah.
done.
So are we ready to talk about the next time,
Yeah,
or
so
Yeah, I think so.
we've been told that like nobody on planet Earth was going to guess what this next time was, and yeah, I think that's accurate.
yeah, like nobody expect Kai and Tohu of all people. Like I've not
I
seen
mean,
my own.
yeah, I definitely did not even know. Well, okay, I know Bionicles obviously, but like I didn't know this guy by name.
Yeah, I think it's like the same kind of thing for me because like I grew up watching Ninjago, I knew it. And I love Kai. Kai's awesome. I didn't know Bionicle. I didn't know the name.
Mm.
So I always figured like Ninjago and Bionicle, it's like a natural pairing, but I don't know
Yeah,
which one to do because like Lloyd versus I think it was Takanuva or
Yeah,
something like that.
Takanuva was like
Yeah,
the most common pairing for Ninjago and Bionicle was Lloyd and Takanuva. So I'm a bit
yeah, because
surprised
like
that they choose the
Kai and
lesser of
yeah.
the known.
I'm very interested to see how this is going to be animated because like
Yeah, it's a giant.
Ninjago and just Lego in general, they just have like this very specific kind of movement, and that's going to be like this is obviously got to be a 3D fight. There's no way they're going to do it in any other form, but like that's going to be
what
like
if
an
they hold
interesting
on, wait, no, no,
challenge to
hold on,
try and
wait, no, no.
animate.
What if they just get the actual like
Stop
minifigures
motion,
and they
but
do
yeah,
it stop motion? Yeah,
Stop motion, let's go, baby!
it's just
yeah.
Ben and Chad playing with their
And
Lego
then Chad
Bionicle
can't
figures.
play with it.
Yeah, can't wait for Kai to battle a giant robot. Here we go.
Oh, dude, what if the kill is like Kai gets decapitated, but it's just like the Lego head just bunk
Just falls
rolling
in.
on the floor.
And it's just like an average Lego game.
Oh,
Like that would be just really funny, but I'm
but yeah,
pretty
Kai
sure.
Simmons.
I'm very interested to see how that episode is gonna look. Just given everyone knows the very specific way you make a Lego piece move. That's gonna be an interesting challenge to see them work with.
Yeah,
I mean, the Lego characters in lore are just regular dudes. It is just that, obviously, it's done in like a Lego format. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really going to change anything, but it is. They'll probably just have them run. The little weird gap between the feet.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And just pan out to Kai summoning the fire dragon or whatever, and it's just Ben and Chad, and Ben throws the fire dragon at
I know
Bionicle.
it's unlikely, but it would be kind of cute if they animated it kind of similarly to the Lego movie where they do it in a very specific frame rate to make it look like stop motion. It'd probably
Yeah,
look a
yeah.
little rough, but it would be cute.
Oh no, it'd be fun. It'd be very fun.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what that's gonna look like.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
probably the
I'm
most
very excited
unexpected
for that.
matchup of this entire
Which is saying
like
something considering we got Superboy Prime.
yeah
Yeah,
like like
I always figured they'd do Lloyd first because Lloyd, obviously to those of us who grew up with the Ninjago pilots, Kai was the main one there, but then everything after that is Lloyd. So this feels like my childhood and someone slightly older than me's childhood for Bionicle. Like Kai was the guy who introduced us, and I'm sure the guy who introduced us for Bionicle was that guy. So it seems pretty perfect. It's like a easy slam dunk. I'm super excited. I'm very happy.
yeah. I'm curious on how the heck it's gonna go since it's gonna be interesting. But if
Oh, what a world we live in where we have a year where we've gotten Yusuke Urameshi, Perfect Cell, Denji, Gru, Superboy Prime, Ninjago and Bionic. The hell?
Yeah, like we have like okay, let's look at the new like we have
Like
like
the new
new franchises
franchises.
in here.
Despicable Me, Megamind, Genshin Impact, and now
Genshin,
Genshin
Ninjago
Impact,
and Bionicle. Not
Ninjago and
even just
Bionicle.
Ninjago, just Lego in general.
yeah, just
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I first saw the reveal, I honestly thought it was going to be a Garbodon episode.
not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I thought it was
The thing they were doing.
not gonna lie. When I first saw the fire, I was like, "Oh, it's another fire or characters, but which one?" And then I just see Ikai and Todd. I was like, "What?" I have
For a
not.
second, I thought, yeah, maybe they were just going to do like all of the Ninjago Ninja, because like I don't know what the Ninja versus like the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. Like yeah, that's a popular one. So I thought, oh, maybe they're doing like all of them. But no, it's just Kai. Surprising. Very happy.
All right, now remind me for the fight art to just frame it like they're fighting, but they're being held by like two children's hands, like they're playing with their toys.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
really funny.
That would be peak. That would be peak.
Alright, I think that's a good stopping point then.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
pretty much everything.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
It's been great.
I was still pretty nervous about this because, again, it's like a choir kid being pushed onto the stage in front of a live crowd expecting to do improv.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like this is your
just think
first.
about it this way: the last time you were on this channel was me calling you every version of dickhead while we were playing Worms or Ultimate Chicken or Dead by Daylight. That could have been worse.
I mean,
It could have
this is
been
my
worse.
second time being on a reaction video.
Yeah, likewise. I think my first and my only up until this far was Dante Clive. So hey,
Yeah,
we
like-
got what a year. See me in 2027.
Anyways, well, I don't think I have anything else to say, but take care, you guys, and have a good one.
Yeah. Hope you
Later.
win all your 50-50s. See ya.
See ya.